Well, here we are, Sean. Nothing. That's not a bad result.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we you know, a win now in the next game, you're guaranteed to go through. It's going to be tough against Iran, but you know, with 2 points now, 5 points definitely get you through. So you know, the crazy thing is if England, you know, if America wins and then you know, Wales happens to beat England, England could be out. So
Yeah,
could be interesting.
it was. Were you pleased at all with the overall play of the USA? I mean, they seemed to start off a bit tentative, but then they played toe to toe.
Yeah, I thought they were actually better than England. I wasn't very impressed with the way England played, to be honest. You know, Gareth Southgate, he's a little bit, you know, he played a little bit cautiously. I thought America had a lot more chances in the first half. There's my man Keane Brown. Yeah, definitely Keane. It's great. I'm Keane. I'm over here at Dr. Lisa's house here, Dr. Andre's house. There's Coach Chad right there, Keane.
Hey, Coach.
Keane's watching. Yeah, so yeah, the first half we had better chances. You know, they didn't really finish, and second half, you know, it was a little bit more cagey. But look, I mean, a draw is a decent result because once again, if they win, they're guaranteed to be through. So you got to win to beat Iran. If you want to advance, you got to beat Iran.
Well, you know, there's Iran. This is one of those ones where the USA, if they really are as good as people have talked about, they better beat Iran.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
Gio found the pitch. It came late, but he was there.
Finally, that's right. And the interesting thing, once again, is England seems that they want to pretend they're the country that invented everything, and England has never beaten America. 1776, 1812, 1930, 19 or 2010, and 2022. So England is still has never beaten America.
They're on a 200-year losing streak.
Yes, exactly. By the time we get to the World Cup 2026 and for our 250th anniversary there, it'll be a 250-year losing streak for England against America. So.
Well, that was the first time that the U.S. pulled a draw out of a game again, or I'm sorry, held a European side scoreless.
Look, here's the deal. This England team just scored 6 goals against Iran, who beat Wales.
Yeah,
they couldn't score past you know, our back. So it is what it is. You know, it's better than you know, losing. Obviously, a draw, I'll take it, just because I don't have to hear from anybody on Twitter. And if anything, I got to hear. Myron says Iran will take care of business. No, Argentina will take care of business tomorrow. But,
that's Argentina will be playing against Mexico tomorrow.
Yes.
So that we'll be taking a look at that game very, very soon. But today was a day when things kind of just went according to plan. Iran beats Wales. That one, the 2-0 game there, that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, you know, just the way it happened. Let's see, you know, they scored 2 goals in the 8th minute of added time and the 11th minute of added time. So, you know, it was, you know, down a man too. So, you know, Wales, I think, is in a lot of trouble now.
Well, your guys from Senegal came through today.
Yeah, they're over here somewhere. I think they might be outside playing basketball. There's a couple of them here. We're up at my friend Dr. Lisa and Dr. Andre's house here, La Chalet Boutique. If you're ever in Bucks County, she's got a couple of La Chalet boutiques there. But yeah, there's a couple of the Senegalese players here, and they played really well today. So good, I'm glad. And that Senegal and Ecuador now for all the marbles next week.
Yeah, and it's we had a situation with the Netherlands. That was a little bit of a head scratcher for me.
Yeah, I don't think the Netherlands played very well there. I mean, I know Gakpo, my guy Gakpo, Manchester United, hopefully soon scored, but I think after the goal, they didn't really play well. So we're
Hold on there, Sean. Keep talking.
But yeah, it's very interesting game. And once again, Ecuador, Foxy was on the other show yesterday and talking about Ecuador here. I maybe and on here talking about Ecuador and maybe getting a draw. So they're very good. They have some good players. So very interesting. I just, we're all set up for a huge match day 3 next week. Really could be.
I'm here, Sean. Just a second. A little bit of a problem there. Anyway, the 1-1 draw with Ecuador and the Netherlands, that was a key situation in that group.
Yeah, when you look at some of the ways these things are setting up here, I got to go back on this Friday coming up and redo my group predictions because I made the knockout stage. I made these predictions before all this stuff plays out. So I know I'm gonna have to change a lot of things here. I've been really interested in this. The way this is played out, just the Winter World Cup here has. I think the players are in a little bit different place than they usually would be. So perfect day. Iran winning, Ecuador double chance. Yeah, Foxy. I know you talked about Ecuador there, but I would think you're a little disappointed in Southgate in England right now. All over my Twitter timeline, and a lot of people are really, really disappointed in the way that they played today. So the way England played, of course.
I can tell you that right now the English press is going nuts on how England played today.
Yeah, that's right.
They are not pleased on the. It's one of those things where they thought today was going to be a big day, a win. I don't know that they thought that they were going to win 6-1 or 6-2, but I think they expected to win, and they didn't show.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was the U.S.'s team that played well more than maybe not showing.
Yeah, I think the U.S. played really well. They just don't have that guy up top. They don't have that guy that can finish. It's they just had, if they had somebody today that could have put the ball in the net, I think they win that game. But once again, you can't, it's not the worst result. So we'll take it. But yeah, look, they're definitely this young team. I mean, if they get out of this thing, if they finish second and get out and have to play Netherlands, I think
that today they may have shown for the first time that they absolutely belong there. They didn't look that way in the first game, but they definitely looked that way in the second game.
Yeah, yep. I just, I told you yesterday we would draw at least one of the two games.
Mm-hmm.
I think this England team, it was a little bit of smoke and mirrors. Their semifinal run in 2018, they played nobody in the quarter. They played nobody in the way to the game. And last year, maybe they should have won the Euros, but they didn't. I'm still not convinced they're that good. I think they have a major liability with Southgate in charge of the team. He's so cautious instead of trying to go out there and win the game and let them score goals. Um, you know, Once again, the way I want to play and the way I want to coach, I just go. Sometimes you get beat like that, but listen, if you score 3 or 4 goals, you're not losing these games. So it is.
No, and there were ample opportunities for the U.S. to score, and I got to say that they played hard, and they just couldn't find the back net. They hit the crossbar a couple times, looked good in that regard, but they just couldn't put it in the back. But it wasn't for lack of trying.
Yeah, and yeah, they'll go. They'll both go into these games. I think U.S. will go into this game with Iran positive, but this Iran team is going to be really tough to beat. They're very good. I know people are kind of saying all USC needs to do is win. Look, it's not going to be easy, and all of a sudden now for England, Foxy. Here's the thing with you guys: if Wales beats you, and America beats Iran, you're out because of head-to-head. So, that draw was big for America here, just the way it happened. So, I don't expect Wales to beat England because Wales can't score. But, Wales, I watched them play 2 games, and the only way they scored is because Walker Zimmerman knocked the guy over. It's just, I think they're in good shape. I'll say that.
Well, and that's at the end of the day, that's all you really want. You want a puncher's chance to get to the next round.
Well, the other thing too is, look, if you can't beat Iran, you don't deserve to
Right.
be going to the next round. So,
And how do you think? I mean, what an amazing situation where England plays Wales, right? I mean, Wales. This has got to be the biggest game Wales has ever played. When you consider, how much England and Wales mean to each other. I should say Wales means to England as opposed to England means to Wales.
yes, Foxy is saying that it's not. I have to see this. I'm looking this up now. Group points, group goal difference. Oh, so head-to-head record isn't the next tiebreaker. So, yeah. So England is Wales is out basically.
Well, we still have to beat Iran, and watching that game today, I thought it was pretty. I mean, I'm not going to try to take anything away from Wales. Iran, that would be unfair. But Wales certainly didn't hurt them. I mean, help themselves in the way they played defense in that last few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
They were pretty sloppy.
Yeah, I agree. And they got a little bit. I don't know if they're just trying to go for it or what it was, but yeah, they did, and it cost them.
It cost them dearly. That's one of those things where things you just sit there and go, okay, now we got problems, and it'll be a relatively quick turnaround because they'll play on Monday.
Yeah, no, Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah. So you don't have a lot of time to do this, and be ready for. You got to make changes.
We got Foxy's group goal differential.
Yeah, Foxy says Iran will go through over USA.
It's possible, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah. England were lucky to play Iran without Azmoun. Yeah, I think maybe. But yeah, look, I mean, once again, USA now, if they win, they just got to win the game. That's point. You know, you
Well,
got to
that's
know.
all. Look, all you need, all you want to have in front of you is knowing what you have to do.
Yep.
You know,
100, agreed,
you
100.
don't want to have to depend on other people. And I mean, that's a sports cliche that could reverberate through everything. But it is something you want. You want the opportunity to say, you know what, if I win, I'm in. I mean, that's all I control my own destiny, and let everybody else worry about it. But that's pretty much what we got, and that's again all you really can ask for. Here's what we got coming up tomorrow: Tunisia, Australia. That's the early game. Poland and Saudi Arabia. By the way, that Tunisia Australia game, you could probably sleep in on that one. Poland, Saudi Arabia. France, Denmark, good game. And Argentina, Mexico, the 2 o'clock game tomorrow.
We're all Argentina, I think, in the chat, right? Foxy, everybody's Argentina. Oh wait, if Myron's still here, we might not be all Argentina.
Yeah, Myron may say otherwise on the Argentina game. Let's take a quick look at what's coming up on Sunday. Japan, Costa Rica, Belgium, Morocco, Croatia, Canada, and then the big game at the end of the day, Spain and Germany.
The thing is that that Japan Costa Rica game is massive, because if Japan wins that game, now Germany, if they lose to Spain, that Germany's out. So
Right.
it's Spain and Japan both on 6 points. Germany, Costa Rica both on no points, and then the match day 3 is for the group winner. And obviously Spain would win that with a draw because of goal difference. So
Right.
Spain would just need a draw or a win. Japan would have to win the game. So that's a massive game. It's high time for Mexico to beat Argentina. We'll see, Myron. Maybe a draw.
What's Myron? Myron wants what? Who does he want on that one?
Myron for the Mexico game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He wants Mexico?
Yeah, he wants Mexico. He's in Belize, which is basically Mexico East.
Right, yeah.
Right, Myron?
It's Mexico with more humidity.
Yeah. Just as long as you don't say Myron is rooting for Guatemala, he will not stand for that. Belize and Guatemala are not they're a little bit rivals. It's like Liverpool and Manchester United. So.
Well, there was a lot of this is good. Argentina will be angry playing this game. Messi angry is scary. Good point there, buddy. It's we got a couple of if you want to take a quick look, we got a couple of football games tomorrow that are going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the big game at the big house. I mean, at Ohio State, the Horseshoe. Ohio State, Michigan. That's for pretty much all the marbles. This is for what likely would be the Big Ten championship, and quite likely a place in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a huge game, the interesting thing is, if it's a 2-point game or a 3-point game or something like that, both teams might get in, just the way the stuff falls. So we'll see. If Ohio State wins 42-39 or something like that, Michigan might only drop down to whatever place, but then after LSU loses or after, if TCU loses, Guatemala is to us what Russia is to Ukraine. Yes. So it could be interesting. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how this. I think Ohio State wins. I'll be interested to see how this shakes out. Tonight or tomorrow with these games, because I think there's still I think next time this weekend and then next weekend with the championship games, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of twists and turns. I'm not sure it's going to be very straightforward here because it hasn't been straightforward all year.
Right. I've had the pleasure of doing a couple of Ohio State Michigan games, and there's something special about those games. They truly do not care for each other. That is definitely, when you talk rivalries, the closest thing I can tell you of a rivalry from animosity standpoint is, of course, the Alabama-Auburn game. That's downright. Well, I mean, there's been War Eagle Roll Tide, that great ESPN 30 for 30 special about the fact that guy called Paul Feinbaum's show and told him that he killed the tree in at Auburn because it was Alabama. Here's one that I'm going to throw up here that I think could be the upset of the day, and that was South Carolina and Clemson. Now, South Carolina is coming off of putting 62 points up.
Yep.
And nobody saw that coming. And Clemson, by the way, in that game there was a punt, and that was it for South Carolina. It's the only thing they did. That's the only time they didn't score. That and halftime. So they didn't score a point during halftime, but the rest of the time they did. South Carolina Clemson, to me, is one that's going to be that could be the upset of the day. And frankly, if South Carolina beat Clemson the way that the ACC is down this year, I wouldn't think that that's even an upset.
Yeah, it's one of those games. You see, the quarterback last week for South Carolina. When you look at see what the numbers he posted last week.
7 touchdowns.
Yeah, Rattler, 438 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 30 of 37, ran for another one. This guy is obviously, and he's a transfer from Rattler, transfer from Oklahoma, so right. I mean, the guy can play. And Clemson, I don't know. I know defensively they've been really good, but can they put up enough points to hang with them? That could be very interesting.
They could be. The nightcap is a classic. SC hosts Notre Dame at the Coliseum. And that stadium, I've done some USC games. That game, that place, the Coliseum is a special place. And when Notre Dame plays at the Coliseum, it's always quite an entertaining situation. So we'll see. Notre Dame started off pretty slow, but things got better for them. And they played a lot of close games. And SC can put up points. This game's probably going to, I don't know what the over-under is on it, but I think it's probably, there's a good chance it's going to go over because SC hasn't been able to stop anybody this year. But that, on the upside for SC, no one's been able to stop them. So it should be, they lost that one game on the road against Oregon and Utah. And that was, of course, against Cam Rising, and that was a 2-point conversion. So they lost one game by 1 point. And so the Notre Dame game, we talked about the USA having control of their own destiny. Well, this is the same thing for SC. They win here. They win in the PAC championship game in Vegas. And I think that they waltz on into the playoffs.
I think so. I agree. I talked about this team, and I think for them, maybe they want to be, 4th seed, 3rd seed, whatever. I think they can match up with some of these teams. They're going to put some points on the board. So if they get into the playoffs, I think they'll be dangerous.
Yep. And let's see. Let's what else would you like to? Any other things you want to highlight before we go back to to what happened today?
Just looking at some of the, there's, the basketball tournaments have been, it's been pretty interesting here. I know North Carolina's playing it in a little bit, 5:30 against Iowa State, two unbeaten teams. Everybody's trying to tell me how North Carolina is no good and blah, 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 blah.
Has anybody watched North Carolina? They look pretty good to me.
Yeah, they're not covering and blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you remember that team last year, they didn't get rolling until February. But the other thing is too, this stuff doesn't. I know they want to win. They're going to lose some games along the way, but it doesn't matter. They're trying to win a national championship. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just people get so worried about these games in November, and it's just like, listen, who cares? Like, yeah, it'd be great to win these games, but it is whatever. Oh, they're not covering the spread. Look, they're winning games. It doesn't matter.
By the way, for those of you who are interested, the AAC battle between Cincinnati and Tulane. Tulane goes to Cincinnati, wins 27-24. UCLA and California will play a big game for UCLA, not for California, in about 5 minutes. So that's if you're gonna, that's something. If you want to watch something, you got an opportunity to check out, UCLA and California. That ought to be a very entertaining game. Duke and Xavier today. Duke at the half lead. Xavier scored 40-34 in games of people. Maryland is down to Coppin State in the first early, 22-21. And on the gridiron, it's it's Arizona State and Arizona. Arizona is beating Arizona State by a score of 10-7. They're nearing the half in Tucson. So some games today, some rivalry games there, and here's what's going on the schedule for Sunday. We talked about it before. You said Japan, if Japan can get through, they can push Germany in some serious trouble, and that's not a good thing for the Germans. But such is the way. I just don't think. Do you think Spain's going to lose to Germany?
No, I don't. I think this Spain team is they're really good. I don't think they're going to lose to them. Spain they're way ahead of schedule. I just don't know who's going to score for Germany.
Yeah.
Foxy's got some questions about college games.
What do you need?
He took Auburn plus 22.5, Oregon plus 3.5, Ohio State.
Whoa, Auburn 23.5.
Yeah, look, Foxy, I don't mind that
Alabama.
Yeah, I don't mind that because Alabama hasn't really blown teams out this year, and Auburn's playing for pride. It's a rivalry game.
Right.
I don't know who's Oregon playing.
Oregon State. Oregon State's a good team. Oregon State is not a bad team at all. Oregon State took out UCLA, so Oregon State's a good team.
Yeah, that's an interesting game.
It really depends on whether or not
quarterback
for Oregon. I'm sorry, Ricks can play. I mean, Bo Nix. If Bo Nix can play, he kind of hobbled but won last week. But this has got trap written all over it. Oregon State's a good football team. So
when is that game? Is that today?
No, that's tomorrow. Ohio State. What is it? Ohio State.
I like Ohio State to win the game. These every time they play, it's usually an under, so that's not bad. Oh yeah, there it is. It's not a bad bet. Ohio State. I think they win the game, but it's tough. The pro games this week are brutal to try to wager on, Foxy. So college is probably where it's at. I do like Baltimore a little bit, although that looks like a sucker bet too to me because I don't
Yeah.
understand why that line is so low. But
On the Ohio State game, the thing for me, Michigan's gonna run the ball. That's what they've been doing all year. So it's gonna your under should be safe on that one. And you know, Ohio State's had a little trouble with teams that run, but they haven't played that many teams that run. So if Harbaugh's theory of the case is running the ball, shortening the game, and trying to keep it, close that way, which is kind of, I think, the only way that Michigan wins the game is to run the ball and kind of control the clock. They can't get into a shootout with Ohio State because they don't have the weapons to do it. So I think you're under safe. I think that's a good bet, Foxy, on that. So college-wise, I think you did good. I don't think Bama's going to, although, look, Auburn is not that good of a team, but they're also playing in a game where the Iron Bowl is always a game where Auburn, for whatever reason, no matter how good or bad they are, they always play a close game with Alabama on that one, for the most part. That Oregon State team is dangerous. And so I think your 3.5 is good. They're like the under on Ohio State. And I think you're in good shape, Foxy.
Yeah, Foxy. Yeah, I know Foxy hasn't been, he's been getting into some of the NFL and the college stuff and the basketball just because he's mostly football, soccer. But he's been getting into it because he's been watching some stuff. So
let me ask you about this Canada-Croatia. Can Canada come away from there with a point? We have a lot of Canadian fans. I'm just curious.
I know Canada is very optimistic about that game. If they played,
I don't think they win, but I could see them drawing.
If they played the way they played the other day, they could. I mean, the double chance, the draw in Canada and the draw is pretty good odds. So I might take a chance. I don't know how good this Croatia team is. I think the Morocco team is a little bit better than them. So. We'll see. Belgium plays Morocco. That'll be interesting. The Sunday games to me are a little more interesting than the Saturday games. Tunisia, Australia. I do like Tunisia a little bit in that game. Poland, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is getting huge value again. I don't understand that line either. Denmark, France obviously is a very good game, but yeah, we'll see. I think that the Sunday games are really intriguing. All three of them. All 4 of them.
And I just went ahead and changed it back to Saturday. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
From those games. So what do we take away from today's game where we saw a tie between, of course, USA and England? We're happy that they tied. It puts them in there. It puts the USA in the position of controlling their own destiny. If you're England, are you concerned or are you just pissed? I'm talking about the team, not the country.
I think England will probably beat Wales and they'll be, go through as the group winners and they'll be on. But I just don't think, they're ever going to win a tournament with that guy because at some point you're going to have to score goals to win. And he's not going to make the right changes, So I just not. It's the same reason I don't think USA could win. I mean, they're pretty talented. Foxy likes Tunisia, Argentina, and Denmark. I think England's going to have some issues down the road and against some of these teams, the better teams in the tournament. I think. A team like, I think if Ecuador comes out of that group, like Foxy said, that could be,
messy.
Yeah, Ecuador could. That would be a tough game, I think, with them. Ecuador or even Senegal. The way Senegal played today, I know Senegal's missing some players, but then then you'd have to beat like France and then somebody else down, and then just to get to the semis. So, that's the problem. I mean, you got to. I don't know if they're one of these teams that's good enough to win 4 games and win the tournament.
Well, any final thoughts? Because I don't want to take you away from the party too long here. Sounds like you're having some fun up there in Bucks County.
No, we're in Hunterdon County today.
Oh, my apologies. I thought you said Bucks County.
No, we're just across the bridge from Bucks, right in Hunterdon County, one of the richest counties in the world.
Okay.
Flemington, we're in Flemington, so yeah. England, Ecuador goes to penalties just like it did versus Colombia. I think maybe Foxy. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow and some more games. Last 2 days I kind of been running around like crazy to do some games and go to things and do this. So tomorrow I think I'm going to be able to just sit down and watch a couple games. So
you sit down and watch a couple games, and then you got all day of basketball and football on the college
football and all that stuff. Yep.
So you got it all. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, we'll get you out of here. And guys, come on back on Monday. We will return, and we'll be getting ready and having some fun. Have a great weekend, and hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. And we shall return. Is there somebody there that wants to join us?
Here's the intern Dimitri's here.
Hey, Dimitri, how are you?
Oh, what's up?
Well, we're just enjoying the game. What were your thoughts of the game today?
What do you think about the game?
Good.
Yep. A point is good enough, you think?
What?
A point is good enough today because it keeps him alive?
Yeah.
He's a big basketball star at Pennington School, so he runs the point.
Okay. Who's your favorite basketball player?
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Still current, but past Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan,
huh? Michael Jordan's a fine. If you're gonna have a role model, Michael Jordan's a pretty good one to have. There you go.
I'm gonna have to have a talk to him about Kyrie Irving. Luol Deng, yeah, Foxy knows Luol Deng. He's from New Jersey, by the way. He went to Blair School. I covered Luol Deng in high school. Foxy.
Luol Deng was a good basketball player.
Yes, yep. I covered him when he was at Blair. So he's.
I'm kind of surprised about the Kyrie Irving.
I'm gonna have to have a talk to him about hey, listen, you can't be having these militant people as your favorite people. You gotta pick someone a little more. He's like
Steph.
Luka Doncic or somebody like this.
Yeah, I was going to say Steph. Why not?
Steph Curry.
Everybody likes Steph. So anyway, it looks like there's some good food having by all there.
Yeah, we got some. They got some sushi and all kinds of stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little bit of it. Japan is playing. We already talked about Japan, so. They got the sushi ahead of Sunday's game with Japan. So there you go, boys and girls. I'll tell you what. Okay, guys, we shall return. Sean, thanks as always for what's going on, and have a good time. And
here's Dr. Lisa. That's it.
Oh, Doctor.
Dr. Lisa, do you want to say hi to the TV? Lisa, do you want to say hi to the big TV audience watching?
Oh.
Hi, Dr. Lisa.
House, so yes.
Hi.
Good to see you, Dr. Lisa. We're here.
The greatest. So.
Is Dr. Lisa a soccer fan?
Yes, I
She got
am.
an NYCFC shirt on, I think.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Did you get a chance to watch the game, Dr. Lisa?
Oh, we just watched the game. We've been up for, we have a wonderful soccer player from Senegal living with us. So we've been up every morning at 5 a.m. and watching 4 games a day. And we got flags outside. And my mom's from Colombia. So soccer
there you go.
growing up was also very
I think Foxy
important.
is down in Colombia right now.
Oh,
so,
really? Yeah. So soccer was life for us. So,
So who do you fancy in the World Cup? Do you have a team?
Oh, this is all Sean. I can't even say anything.
Well,
Nice to meet you all.
it's a pleasure to meet you, and enjoy your holiday. And we'll see you as a guest sometime, I hope.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go, Dr. Lisa popping in at the last minute. That's a nice guest for us.
And if you're in Bucks County or wherever, go see her, La Chalet. If you need any kind of work done, she's number one in the world.
We all could use some work, Sean.
Best. She's the top rated in the whole world, country.
She's the GOAT. Okay.
She is the GOAT.
All right.
She's Michael Jordan of Botox.
Right. Or Kyrie Irving, depending upon
Yes.
who your players are. So, all right, cool. Then what we should think about, it's up to you, but just maybe we should do a watch party on Tuesday where we watch the game with the fans.
Yeah. Maybe we might have to do that at on Tuesday at 2:00.
Because it's at 2:00, we can go from 2 and we can take them through it, and we can all watch it together, and we can hear these guys, Foxy and all the other guys, have some fun. Maybe we can drag up some people and have some fun doing that. So maybe Tuesday, we'll talk about that. Tuesday
All right.
watch party. So until then, guys, Sean, have a wonderful and safe weekend. Happy holidays to you and your family and to everybody out there. And we'll catch you next time, huh? Let me get everything set up because I've screwed this up all week long. So let's see if I can actually close the show. All right. Have a great one, buddy. You guys have a lot of fun and, enjoy your day.